True to you is not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is not about competing with one another. We're about complimenting one another.
Hey, what's up, world? It's not your girl, Angela. It is me, Morgan, aka Wiz, aka the best daughter ever. I am sitting here with
Me,
who is me?
Woody, because Angela is under the weather.
So we are taking over. Well, I
Is that what it
naturally
is?
do that.
Oh yeah, okay.
I do that naturally.
Okay.
But for this Mommy Monday, it will be with my dad instead of my mom.
Yeah, I'm not a mommy.
I mean, you have mother ways.
What?
Mhm. You have some motherly instincts. You have some motherly instincts.
I don't know what that means.
So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and like and share. Get us some more people on here.
And make sure you subscribe on YouTube.
That's right. And then, we're going to get into it. Hey, Oshi. Oh, I didn't even have to remind you today. Go, girl.
Oh.
That's natural.
That's good or bad?
That's good. That means she know. It's first Monday. I almost said first Sunday.
All right. So don't mind me because I'm looking at the screen. I'm usually behind the scenes. So.
But we done seen you in front of the camera a few times. I'm going to take a moment to share the live with my people.
With your peeps.
Have your people call my people. All my life, I wanted to be able to say that.
What? Have your people call my people? Well, say it.
I haven't gotten there yet, but
you just did.
Well, and it be true. Have your people call my people.
Okay.
Today I will be speaking in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Buenos tardes.
What do I mean?
¿Cómo está? I said good evening. How are you? Bienvenidos.
Well, let me ask you this.
Be True to You talk show.
Since you're doing all the Spanish stuff, when did you first learn Spanish?
I first started learning Spanish when I was in, I want to say 10th or 11th grade. 10th? No, that's not true. I first started learning Spanish when I was in middle school. I first started learning Spanish when I was in middle school.
Middle school?
Yes. Why are you shaking your head? No.
So,
our live audience.
So what generation are you? Are you generation Z or X? What is it now?
I'm a millennial.
Okay, so you're millennial. So you're before the generation Z.
Yes.
Okay. I want to talk about them because I always said that your generation was not getting educated.
That's not true.
Compared to when I was in school, a lot of the stuff y'all just did not get. They cut out of the curriculums is what I'm saying.
If you take our curriculum and compare it to today, your curriculum, the curriculums get more intricate as time goes by.
You think?
Like each generation, it's let's say if I was in school right now, I would not have made it.
You saying right now, the generations that's graduating right now is tougher and more educated than your generation?
Yes, the only difference is that they have more.
See, this is going to be real good.
There's more technology, so there's more help in a sense.
I want to show you something. But I
think that the curriculum and the criteria is a little different.
I want to show you something.
Did y'all have to take the FCAT?
Yes. Well, we took a version of the FCAT. It was where the FCAT came from. So they believed that when I was in school, it was SATs. which was the basis
Well,
of
everyone takes that, but that's
but
fine.
no, it went on to change and change and change. And then they had the SSATs, the FCATs, and all this stuff. All garbage. I'll tell you like that. Because
So,
basically, you need an entrance exam to get into college.
But what you're saying is that your generation is smarter than my generation.
I'm saying my generation is much smarter than your generation.
That you literally asked me for help with Facebook.
That's not the generation of knowledge. That's just the everyday. See, y'all, how do you say? You got technology in your hand. When you were born, we didn't even have cell phones.
Tragic.
I take that back. I had a cell phone. But they were
when I was born, they had cell phones.
No, we had mobile phones. They weren't to the point to where they are now. We didn't have smartphones until you were about 3.
I think later than that.
Maybe. The first Apple smartphone.
The first iPhone came out when I was in middle school.
No. Your mom had one that got she had the first one. I remember because we bought it.
When I was in middle school. Hey Siri. And I was in middle school.
You were in middle school?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since then, your generations have gotten dumber and dumber and dumber. And I'm going to prove it.
Prove it.
Okay. So in the meantime, everybody, while I get this together, how are you guys today?
So mom said I started learning Spanish in nursery school. However, I would not remember that as these people did not instill it around the house. So therefore I lost that knowledge. And I started learning again. You know what, that is true. My dad did. He used to say like little words, but it would never be like a full conversation because he doesn't know it fluently himself. So, and you know what? At most we would say, I remember this, we would say agua is water, zapatos is shoes. And that was pretty much it. And then now, I started learning in middle school because, it's a requirement. I did a year. And I remember my Spanish teacher used to always say, el chicle en la basura. And I remember that because one, she said it all the time. And I like to say la basura, or you are basura. Basura means trash.
Basura
and
means
so she would be saying,
like to repeat that? You call somebody trash?
Yes. I would say basura. Tu basura. You trash. That's trash. But she would be saying, throw that gum in the garbage.
Throw it in the trash.
Right. Okay. And I would throw it in the trash. But then I just learned to call other people trash. Then, we take Spanish in high school because it's a requirement. I did 2 years. And that stuck with me a little bit. And then I started learning again, but I stopped. And more recently, I picked it back up. And I am on a 15-day streak, guys.
Of Spanish?
Clap.
Okay.
Of my Spanish lessons.
All right.
Woo! I can say orange. I can say jacket. I can say dress. I can actually say a lot of things. I have learned 174 words.
174? You got to count?
The app does it.
The app. What app you're using?
I am using Duolingo because it makes learning fun.
My brother, he knows Spanish pretty well. His wife is Dominican. So for years, he's been learning Spanish to be more fluent to help her out. And he's trying to teach her to be more fluent in English because she's definitely not fluent in English.
Is she flu?
What's that?
Like, is she almost there? You got fluent. No. So is she flu?
No, I don't think
just
so.
Missing
I think she's better than she was when she first came.
So she's flu.
She's been here 2 years, so yeah. But
do you know Spanish?
I do not. And my father used to do the same thing, speak Spanish around the house. Phrases and stuff like that. I ain't catch on to that stuff. But you know what? I wish I did. And we had options where it was more, I think it was mandatory for you guys to have one language.
It was either Spanish or French.
Right. So when I was coming in, they were just bringing that curriculum in heavily. So
See
I had
what I'm saying to
but
you?
no. But I had other stuff that I was doing, other educational activities like Black humanities and stuff like that. So I couldn't take all the classes. And you have to remember now, I only had 3 classes in high school, my last 2 years of high school.
Why would I remember that?
But I'm just saying, I didn't have a full load of classes. You wouldn't remember that.
Janaea said she took Spanish for 3 years in high school.
And does she know it now?
It's too much conjugating for her. She can read it better than she can speak it.
Okay.
Now, the one thing that does mix me up, I will say, is that they say things backwards.
Right.
So instead of saying a cup of orange juice,
they
say a juice of orange cup.
Yes,
that's
true.
Very confusing, but it's good for the brain.
Well, that's Latin. Latin is like that. Latin is backwards.
And then they have a lot of words that are the same. So like usted and ustedes are the same thing, but you wouldn't use them, and it's like they're not interchangeable.
And also, I got friends from different parts of the world. So I got friends in Colombia, from Colombia.
I'm Colombian.
A lot of Colombians. And then if they talk to a Cuban, certain dialects is totally different. And you would think not. And then people in Mexico, and you just cross the border from Mexico to Texas, the Spanish is just totally different. And if you go to California, forget it. Nobody will understand that. I'm telling you now. Don't nobody understand that Spanish.
Credit card is tarjeta de crédito.
Okay.
But I didn't know that tarjeta means card.
Card?
Yes.
And what's credit?
Credito.
Credito? But no, I still say the generations have gotten dumber. If you even take out the languages.
I'm waiting on the pudding with the proof in it.
Okay. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it, but they're going to be able to hear this, and they're going to be like, all right.
Couldn't help me with my
I'm going to show it on
homework.
the screen. So maybe you can, you got a remote, you can turn it up a little bit on the TV. Just a little bit on the TV. So the monitor, I mean. So we're going to listen to this right now.
What country is the Queen of England from? Originally.
I definitely don't know.
No, give me your best guess. Guess a country.
What is a country again?
Give me a guess.
This is embarrassing. What is a country? What is a country? What is a country? Canada.
Yes. Do you know what time this is?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 2:45.
Yes. Do you know what country the Great Wall of China is in?
Country?
Yeah. If you had to guess.
Japanese?
Yes. Do you know what the third month of each year is?
Ain't that leap year or some shit?
Yeah. Do you know what 15% of 100 is?
Fuck.
Around what it is, if you had to guess.
Probably like 75. I don't know.
Yes. Do you know what country we gained our independence from?
Spain.
Yes. How many inches are in 2 feet?
I don't know.
Around how many inches? If you had to guess.
5?
Yes. Do you know what country the Panama Canal is in?
No.
If you had to guess, like what do you think it sounds like it's in? Guess a country.
Europe?
Yes. Can you name all the months?
So that is
September,
my proof
January, February,
that
March,
generations
April, May.
have gotten dumber as they go along. That's not your generation. I understand.
That's not proof, because that is just what do they call that? Bias.
Why is it biased?
Because you can find
That's
videos of
random.
older. You can find
That
the
is
same
random.
You can find the same videos with old people in them,
Yes.
and they are butchering it way
Yes,
worse than these young people.
This is true.
But you
I
only putting the young
expected
people
my
on here.
generation and older. I expected generations before me not to have basic tools. Adding a question like, "What is 3 times 3 times 3?" And I'd be like, "Please don't say 9." And you know what they say? One guy said 4. I don't know how he came up with that, but most of them say 9. You looking at me like I'm crazy.
3 times 3 times 3
Yes,
is not 9.
I know this. It's 27. But that's basic.
But a lot of people don't know that multiplication and addition are interchangeable.
Just like that one guy, he said, how many times does 10 go into 10? This is basic though, baby. This is what I'm telling you. Remember I was telling you that I met these young folks that was saying, she was telling her friend to come up to get a job for the summer. And she said, oh, I don't either. Well, first of all, they started a conversation like she was telling what classes she had to take. I'm saying, okay. She's talking about the calculus and all this and all that.
That stuff is hard.
Right. So she says that she was 11th grade going to 12th. So she's in 12th grade this year. So she was saying, yeah, I got to take the calc this, and this. Because she did pass it last year and, she did okay. But then she said, well, you can come up to the job and we do need another cashier. Her friend said, but I'm not good with money. She said, girl, don't worry about that. I'm not either. I can't make no change. I just look at the computer on the screen.
So what you are
I'm saying they dumb as dumb.
calling dumb, which you shouldn't call people that.
I'm saying
is what I would like to call I don't even want to say overstimulated, but they have the option to not have to think. So it's already done for them.
Okay. So computer age.
Right.
The cell phones in your hands, they can't tell time because they're used to it.
Everything is digital.
So are these tools helping or hurting?
Well, it would just depend on if we were to ever digress or regress.
It sounds like they have.
No,
here.
I mean the world. Like if the world were to ever go back in time and, things weren't digitalized or like if you did have to actively think for yourself instead of being able to just ask Google or even TikTok really, then maybe it would be a problem. But the way that the world is going, it's not a problem because it's only going to be easier for them. No one really has to be quote unquote smart these days. You just have to be alive.
Wow. So they just living. They're alive, but they're not living. They're not learning.
To be fair,
they're not learning.
The saying is as old as time. Ignorance is bliss. The more you know, the more you hurt. So
what?
It's okay. In some situations, it might be better.
The only one I know that happened is Eve.
And to be fair, this is all Bush's fault. He came out with the No Child Left Behind Act, and them children were in fact left behind.
This is true.
So I mean, hey, if you can't do math on your own, 10 fingers and 10 toes.
Well, the thing about this
mentally,
is also
that's okay. That doesn't make you any less than. Exactly.
But
all you gotta do is pull out your phone.
What if they don't know how to use the calculator?
That is virtually impossible.
No, it's not.
How would one not know how to use a calculator?
Because if somebody didn't teach them this, like I was telling you about the cash register. I went to the register. I went to the restaurant, and the young lady froze because she hit the wrong button on this thing. She couldn't give me my change back. And I had to lean over to tell her because folks behind me in the hood gonna cut up. They probably didn't know how to do it either, but they was gonna cut up on the girl. So I leaned over and I just told her what the change was. And she said, thank you. Because she did not know what to do. After she closed that drawer, it was over. Whoop, new sale.
That's just because she wasn't keeping it player. If she was keeping it player, you would have never even known what was going on, to be honest. No, because let me tell you, I have done that plenty of times where like somebody gave me a bill and I entered the wrong thing or I closed the drawer too fast.
Yeah.
And, so the change that they're telling me is off. Either I'm going to do it mentally. If I am incapable of doing it mentally, I'm pulling my phone out of my pocket and I'm using my calculator. Immediately. And you will say, you are so good at your job because you would not have known. You would just tell me how I'm so great.
What if she? Okay. All right. So moving on. We don't got over the ignorance is bliss.
And we are no longer on Telemundo.
Telemundo no more? Okay.
No, it's time to get serious. You ready?
Yeah, let's do this. So your mom is sick, right? Mm-hmm. Your mom is sick, right?
Yes.
So where do you stand as far as taking care of somebody in your family when they're ill? How do you feel? Like some people have issues with it. They really don't like to go out of their way to do stuff like that. Do you feel that way? Do you ever feel like it's a bother to you to help somebody in your family?
It depends on the situation.
Okay.
Because I absolutely can't feel like
Okay.
you are bothering me.
Yeah, okay.
I think that, when you are able to, when it's not beneficial, but when it is workable for everyone, like you don't have to move things around on your schedule, or you don't have to come from Timbuktu to Chattahoochee. If it's workable, then I don't necessarily see it as a problem. But I also think it's okay to get help. Like if you have to get a home aid, or if they need to go to a center or a home, I'm okay with that too.
So we know not to get too ill that we can't take care of ourselves because we're gonna be in a home.
No.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Y'all will be.
Hey,
y'all will
I'm not
be,
getting sick up in here. I'm telling you that right
y'all
now.
will be in your home with an aid.
With aid?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will also be the aid at times. I will definitely always
boy.
make sure y'all are taken care of. That will never be a concern for you.
It ain't no concern for me. I'm telling you
not
right now.
just
I'm
stick
like,
you
I'm
somewhere,
not letting Morgan know.
But I will make sure you're taken care of. And when
Okay.
I can do it myself, I will do it myself.
'Cause
But I just know y'all wouldn't want to stay with me.
this is probably true about that staying with you. But because I see so much now, people my age, we're at the age where life is taking on different changes.
Yes.
We're dealing with not just ourself, we're dealing with our elders.
Right.
And so you're coming on that age too. You're coming up on 30.
Don't say that one too loud.
You'll be coming up on 30, and you'll notice that your life is changing, your responsibilities have
I have
changed.
already told y'all this. Y'all are my children.
Oh no.
It has already, once you get to a certain age, the roles start to reverse. Now,
Right.
to be fair, the roles ain't really get to reverse too much for y'all yet.
So we still doing the same thing we've been doing from day one.
To an extent.
A lot of extent, right?
Not a lot of, because you don't have to like drive me places. Well,
today I will, right?
Because I can't say that with too much confidence. But I mean, like to some extent, I have some level of independence. Now, it may not be where some would like it to be, cough, cough, live audience. But, it's not too bad. But I do know that I'm getting to an age where, I have to be responsible for not just myself, but I have to be responsible for you all as well. I have to make sure you're eating properly. You're not. I have to make sure
So you cook
that
for us.
I have told you several times that I would.
But I'm saying you cook for us.
I do. I will.
Right, you do this.
Maybe not enough, but I do.
Okay.
I think. No. Who
You
going
think
to?
what?
Who going to a home, Grandma? I think that everyone has to switch. Like now, y'all are older, so y'all are taking care of Grandma, Uncle Fletcher,
Right.
all those good people. But when you switch, you have to remember to also take care of yourself.
This
and
is
that
true.
is where y'all are falling short.
Okay. So yeah, we do. I have to admit. But now we go to the doctor. We're not one of those like, I'm not going to the doctor. I'll just take some cough medicine and lay down. No, we go to the doctor. We're paying for insurance. We're going to the doctor.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. I've never been afraid of going to a doctor.
No, you're not afraid to go to the doctor, but you go to the doctor and then proceed to not do what the doctor said. So really, why did you go to the doctor? I actually don't find that funny.
Morgan.
I don't think that's funny at all.
I do what the doctor says. It's just that sometimes those
in moderation. You do it in moderation.
For most of the part, I do what the doctors say.
I find that,
it's not like I just go to the doctor and just blatantly say, forget it. Don't do what I'm supposed to do.
I find that
is
you keep
not
cutting
true.
me off.
I am cutting you off now because you're wrong. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I find that the saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
It is old. It is hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
This is very true.
Because being home with you all, I have realized that y'all are so set in your ways that no matter how much you see is not making things better, you continue to do it. Like, Mom.
You talking about me and your mother?
I am. Like,
you're not
Mom,
talking about yourself. You're talking about me and your mom.
Listen, when they told you that you had high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and you came home with what? Nothing but wings.
That wasn't
the
me.
math was not mapping. You definitely
I don't eat chicken.
You drove her there.
I took it.
And that's another thing.
I'm an enabler.
You are a big enabler.
Oh, okay. No more chicken wings for you.
No more fried chicken.
No more fried. Ooh, you killing them now. No more fried chicken for you.
And for somebody who don't eat chicken,
that's all y'all cook.
You always eating chicken.
What are we having tonight?
I don't know. You took out some beef.
Beef is better than chicken. Let that be known.
I haven't seen the articles on that anyway.
Beef is better than chicken. You got more enzymes in it.
Now
chicken causes inflammation. Black people, stay away from chicken. They got y'all tricked and hooped with that.
If you want to eat a little bird, eat a little bird.
Eat a little bit. Don't eat as much as they give you. But anyway.
Now, yes, I have some things that I need to work on, but it is not in a health or physical aspect.
Well, let's talk about that then. What is it?
Well, I guess it's mental health.
Okay.
Gotta get my mind right.
Okay.
Sometimes, I can be a little bit depressed, but those are things that I'm actively working on. Are you actively working towards making your health better? Like, when I say something that is to better you, are you gonna listen to me or are you gonna give me rebuttal? I know the answer.
Okay.
You get rebuttals. This is not about me. We just said that.
She's not even on the show. What is she talking about?
she live audience. I do give rebuttal, but that is not what we're talking about. Right now, we are talking about how I have to raise y'all, and I'm trying to get y'all
Where is this coming from that you have to raise
change certain ways. But then we all know it's hard to talk to Mama.
Okay.
She is sensitive, and it's just nobody else knows except for her. Yeah, right. Like my daddy would say about me, you got all the answers, huh? You for sure think that you have all the answers. You give the girls encyclopedia. Like, you think you are Ask Jeeves. The girls, like, it means like, the people, the girls, the audience.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little advice too,
because
for all of us with these issues, and many of us, all of us have issues, but we got to have plans in place also.
I have learned that planning is a form of procrastination.
Not following through is definitely a form of procrastination.
But you use having to plan as an excuse to not do it now.
Okay. With that
do it now.
Said, how about
sitting
let's
on the
get
couch
some
anyway.
Health insurance? Okay. But those that don't. Life insurance.
Right.
Okay. So those are getting it. And then that's like a plan for the future.
And now, okay, that is something that you would have to plan for because finances play a role into that. Health insurance and life insurance are not cheap things, but they are something that everyone needs to have. And don't think that just because you are in your 20s or in your teens that you don't need life insurance. No matter what age you are, you need life insurance because life can happen to anyone.
Exactly. So who would have known at 20 years old is the new middle age now? Because a lot of people not living past 40.
Right. A lot of people don't even make it to see 28. So
that's what I'm saying.
Thank God for that. As times progress, life gets a little bit more evil.
Really?
And that's how you see like more deaths. Yeah.
Hmm.
More people killing each other, robbing,
Yeah.
shooting. You have more random sicknesses coming out.
Mm.
And now
So
yeah.
I'm gonna be doing more planning, even though you're saying that's procrastination. But
Well,
with
to
that
an
being said, with
extent.
the way the world is going, there's a more planning needed
No, that's fair.
and preparation. Put it that
Because I
way.
also
I'll
have
say preparation. I ain't
another
gonna say
saying.
planning.
There you go.
I
There
want to
you
say
go.
preparation.
It's the 5 P's.
Mm-hmm.
Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Yes, that's true. That is so true.
I think that somebody wants to be on the show.
I think so too. But they sick.
bad
They
tonight.
under the
But
weather.
she is supposed to be quote unquote sick.
Well, she is sick though. She is, and one thing y'all know about my wife, if she don't look up to par, she ain't gonna let you see to her like that. And that's I can understand. That.
And one thing y'all know about me.
You don't care.
Oh, sorry, Mom. She had told me to stop acting. So crazy.
My goodness.
But me, I'm not gonna say I don't care. But I could definitely care more.
That's true.
But I'm trying now. I'm doing more in my older age. I'm trying to transition into being more of a grown woman.
So now you're starting to, at the age you're at now, you're starting to face that you feel like, oh, right, I need to be more responsible in life.
And a little bit, I need to be more mindful. That, and I also need to be a bit more mindful of the way that I present myself to the world. Because I am 28.
Really?
Yes. And a lot of young people keep trying to talk to me, and I'm not sure if it's because
you look young,
I act like a child, or what.
Oh.
So I have to be a little bit more mindful. Now I have to remain true to myself, because naturally I am a goofy, free spirit, but I need to present it in a more effective way so that I can attract the crowd that I'm trying to attract.
What are you saying? Younger people? How much younger than you are you attracting?
I think the youngest person that tried to talk to me was like 19 or 20.
Oh,
and this is recent. At my big age.
Big age of 28.
That's a big age.
You're still in your 20s though.
Yes, I kind of feel like I wasted mine, but
really,
I've been in my head a lot, and again, I spent so much time planning that I never really like lived, or not, at least not to the extent that I would have liked to. Like I have stories to tell, but I don't feel like I have enough.
You know, I'm in my 50s, and I feel 60s. The same way. Nah, I'm not there. I'm in my 50s. You know, but I'm still. I feel the same way. So I don't think that feeling is gonna just change because of your age.
No. I don't think so.
I can understand you not getting where you thought you would be by that age.
Right.
And I'm nowhere near where I thought I would be by that age.
Nowhere near. I thought at 28, I thought I would be with my husband, working on I'm 28, so I would have been, my first child would have been 1 at this point, and I probably would have been working on my second child. So that way they could have been 1.5 years apart, like Eric and I. And
how many kids you wanted?
Minimum was 2, because I don't like odd numbers. And I didn't really have.
So you wouldn't go with 3. You would have to go for 4.
Right. Like if I end up with 3, I would have had to have 1 more, and so on and so forth.
Maybe at 5.
And so after that 6 baby, them 2s would have had to been tied. God forbid I end up with twins, then I got to do it again. But and I would have been well into my career, because I would have graduated at a decent age, college that is. But here I am, college dropout, no husband, no kids, with my mama, with my daddy. But life has its own path for you. Just because you envision things a certain way or
Right.
plan for things to go a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that it will. I am 80 and still planning. That's what Grandma said. That's right, Grandma. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
I think as long as you're alive,
Yeah,
you can.
because if you're dead, then you can't get no life insurance. So you
well,
better
if
get it
you
while you're
did,
living.
you really can't do
You
anything.
need to get it while you're living. Yeah. And it's
So-
really not life insurance. It's really death insurance because it doesn't pay the living. It pays
Depending
after
on which
death.
kind of life insurance.
And
plan
those
you
are
get.
long-term pension plans. Basically, those are just plans that they're debt plans. Don't get me on that.
Do you regret not finishing college? Sometimes.
I do.
Not all the time. It really just depends on the day. On a day well, more recently, yes. Because it's been a little bit harder for me. And I feel like if I would have went to college and I would have had like a certain
foot up
degree or any degree, really, it would have given me a leg up in the world. Because right now, everybody wants you to have a degree, even for jobs that you wouldn't think you need a degree. And so now I think it's more so just that they want to see that you had some level of commitment to something.
That's all it is.
And I don't have that.
Yeah, because it's not a matter of the education. Because now they're giving out degrees for subject matter I would have never dreamed of. I'm like, what is that? And
yeah, you can have a degree in astrology. You can have a degree.
No. I'm not even talking to the
ants.
major sciences. I'm talking about stuff like something real stupid I heard the other day, and I was like, "What is that?" But the people weren't. Of course, they're not working
calligraphy.
They're not working in their career field. I mean,
right.
Their career field doesn't.
And I mean, you don't even have to these days.
It's just a matter of getting a degree.
Yeah, you just need to have that piece of paper. It really doesn't matter.
That's
I know teachers that have psychology degrees or engineering degrees. It's just a matter of.
Both of those, what you're saying, are higher education. They go beyond just that. Because engineers, you have to have in order to be an engineer, you have to really get a professional license after that, and that requires you to go to get your master's. A lawyer, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. You're still going on and on to medical school to get those certifications and licensing. But I'm just talking about regular old, basket weaving degrees and stuff like that, and that's what they got out there nowadays.
Yeah, you could be anything.
But
I'm supposed to be running a hospital. LOL. God had other plans. Yeah, I definitely thought I would be a scrub babe. And I mean, to be fair, it's not too late. But I for sure would have to start now. I wouldn't want to waste any more time. Not to say that I feel like I've wasted time. But I regret not getting a high school diploma. Grandma, it's not too late for you either.
Yeah.
You can get you a GED.
You can get it free. Public schools offer classes to adults.
Right.
And
I could drive you to class.
Take the test and
I won't even speed.
That ain't possible.
For Grandma, yes it is.
Okay.
I mean, naturally my foot is heavy, but I can just take it off the pedal. But I think I wouldn't say regret.
Yeah.
Or regret, because I don't really like to use that word in regards to my life. Because I don't think that anything is something that you should regret. Everything happens for a reason.
It does.
I may not know the reason at the time, but I trust that when it is supposed to be revealed, God will let me know why it happened the way that it happened. I mean, if I would have, who knows, if I would have had a husband and kids, I wouldn't have been able to be here with y'all right now.
That's no guarantee.
So I probably would have been somewhere across the world.
That's so no guarantee.
God said
you stay with your parents.
Be with your parents. That's all I'm here. What are your plans now, Morgan? To be honest, that is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't necessarily know. I feel like my hands are in so many different things. I just want to do a lot of things, but you can't really focus or perfect your craft or your skill when your mind is so cluttered. Yes, thank you. So right
From
now,
the peanut gallery.
I guess I'm trying to hone in on what I really want to be, like what mark I want to leave on the world, and then try to see about the best way of going about it, and then going from there. So I love people, right?
Okay.
As far as like helping them, being there for them, serving, right? Which is why
you do.
it's so easy for me to be a server. It's like it's second nature. It's not necessarily a job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a job, don't get me wrong, but
It's second
I don't
nature.
mind doing it because
You enjoy it.
You know, I'm having fun, I'm talking to people, I'm socializing basically. And it's easy for me. So I try to think of ways that I could be of service to people, which is another reason why nursing has always piqued my interest, because what better way to serve people than to be a nurse or someone in the medical field. And I always thought I looked good in scrubs, but
you're a social butterfly.
And that's what they used to call me in high school. But now, you know, I'm trying to think of the best way that doesn't necessarily take forever. I don't really have too much time. I need to get established.
To enjoy the
and that's
fruits
another
of
thing.
labor.
Yes, I want to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I also want to be able to, you know, enjoy the process. I don't want it, you know, I mean, everything in life is not easy, but I just don't want to have too much more struggle. I feel like I've faced enough as is. And not to say that, you know, I'll never have any more struggle in my life, but I could use a break, Big G.
You need a break.
I could use a little bit of a break.
You need a vacation.
You know, if we go over here and that thing starts spitting at me again, I need a break. I need a break. But you know, that's probably just God's way of saying I could walk a little bit more often. I lost sight of that. My hot girl walks.
Your hot girl walk?
So really it just depends on how you look at things. But to answer the question, I don't necessarily have a plan. And that is where I'm falling short, I would say. I know what I want to do. I just don't know how I want to get there. And so what I want to do is be okay. Like I don't want to have to.
I'm gonna have to step out.
Excuse me. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to worry about like where my next meal is coming from. I want to be able to take care of myself and the people around me. Like I want my mom to be able to call me and say, "Oh, hey, mommy, I was in the store and I saw this Chanel that I like. Can you buy it for me?" Like that. That's the life that I want for myself. It's just a matter of figuring out how the heck do you get there? I don't know. Especially with the cost of living these days, everything is so daggone expensive. It's kind of hard to get on top. But I do know that it's possible. And I do know that it will happen because God has a plan for my life. And he had it before I was even created, born, and placed in this world. So I just have to really lock in and figure that out. But I do know that I am destined for greatness because greatness is in me. Greatness created me. So great I will be.
Great you are. And with that being said, see, this is why I stay behind the scenes, everybody. I can't do it in front of the scenes. I can't be in front of the camera all the time. And this is what you have to understand. You have to know your place.
Grandma said, choose one.
Choose one, then.
And so I've never been a chooser. Never been a chooser, especially not a choose one. Even when it comes to men, choose one. That's kind of crazy. So and even in this generation, well, not necessarily in this generation, but in this day and time, I don't think that having one is feasible. You have to have a couple or a few.
Yeah.
It's anywhere between 2 and 7.
Oh,
I
what they're
wouldn't
saying,
have
you need 9 jobs nowadays
I wouldn't
to
have 7
survive.
because I don't like odd numbers. But yes, you can't.
Yeah, they was saying
One is not enough these days.
Well,
to
3
be-
wasn't enough when we were growing up. When I was
yeah,
a kid, my mom had 3 jobs,
we're going backwards.
and now it's when I came around,
You need
I
like
had
8
2 and
jobs.
3 jobs, but that's not enough now. I don't know how many I got
No, it's like
up now. I just don't know.
you could have been a comedian, low key. He got some jokes on you.
Yeah, well,
Nothing like the present. No, that's why they call it the present, because every day is a gift.
Whoa.
And you want me to say it in Spanish?
No, yes, please do. Say it right now, because somebody out there in the internet going,
Todos días es el regalo.
Well, Fabio, if you're out there in California, if that's correct, please let me know.
It's as close as I can get it.
That's my friend in
Diez
California.
means day.
Uh,
Todos, I feel like it means total.
You need to go back to the app, right?
I haven't gotten that far yet. But what I do know is that, every day is a gift.
Every day is a gift.
Regalo means gift in Spanish.
Regalo. Okay.
Every day is a gift.
Well, we have anybody?
So, I mean.
Speaking of gift.
I was the best gift. Is that what you was about to say?
Yeah.
Because y'all met around the time of what, your birthday?
No.
What? Oh, my birthday.
It was your birthday.
Okay. So you was a good gift too.
Okay. Thank you.
As a dad, what advice do you have for daughters? Not necessarily just yours, but
As far as what?
Life, dating.
Oh.
Maintaining your car.
Oh, please maintain your car. Please maintain your car. Check your oil. Check your levels. If it does something weird, just get somebody to look at it. If you don't know what it is, if it has a hiccup one day, just do that. Preventive maintenance
is the best maintenance.
It's the best.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's my advice for today. Preventive maintenance.
That's it.
Yeah.
I guess you would say the same thing about men, huh?
Men?
Mm-hmm. Dating, as a daughter, dating. What is your advice? Because I don't have
much dating advice.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you've never given me
I don't get into that dating advice.
Like, you never sat me down before my first date and was like, half pint? Men, blah, 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 blah.
What I'm going to say?
And
men are dogs.
yada, yada.
That general speech that all...
I don't think you necessarily have to say that men are dogs, but I think that you could say, like, what you could do is you could give wisdom and you can give words of affirmation.
Yeah.
You could let her know how special she is, how much of a jewel she is, how beautiful she is.
Mm-hmm.
So when, some no good nigger come around, she don't get head over heels just off of like the basic things. But also, what advice would you give to let me see, how do I want to ask this? Because me personally, I compare men to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my question is, what advice would you have as far as that? Like, is that a good thing? Should you only do it to an extent?
Nope. Bad thing. Bad thing for a woman to do is to try to compare try to find a man or try to find their father in a potential relationship.
So you hear that, Beyonce? My daddy said you dead wrong.
What was Beyonce?
I want my son.
She did wrong.
You don't remember? You don't remember the song that we danced to?
I think it varies.
Well, I have a reasoning behind this.
Hold on. Hold the phone. flag on the play.
Yeah.
You don't remember the song that we danced to at my Sweet 16?
Yes.
The song that I always periodically
Yes.
send to you to remind you
But
that I want my son and my future husband, my unborn son and my future husband, to be
everybody
just like my
listen
daddy.
very carefully. That's a slippery slope. Sometimes you begin to overlook the one that may be meant for you because they don't fill the full bill of your daddy.
Mm.
You can't do that. Then when you do get the one, you can't go to that young man and say, well, my daddy wouldn't do that. My daddy, you can't keep comparing your daddy.
You can't.
Because there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad too in all of us.
Right. And so I'm not saying that I go out and I say, I want you to be exactly like my daddy. But I do take your good.
It takes a trait. Right. And now what I'm trying to say is women only see, when they have a good relationship with their dads, they only see the good in their dad. They can't do no wrong. You understand? It's that daddy thing. And that becomes a problem when it comes out to them getting their own relationships. So you have to be very careful about putting your daddy, your
well, I don't have
potential mate up against what you want out of your dad.
I personally don't think that I have that problem because I do think that you can do wrong. I've seen it.
Right.
So I know the difference. Like I know your good attributes. I mean, I know all of your bad attributes because I would prefer not to see you in that light.
Yeah.
But I do know that you're not all good.
Nobody's perfect.
Right. I just think that I just take the good things and I'd be like, my daddy don't do that. See. Oh, my daddy would have done that. Like, but the first thing I say for sure is my daddy don't let me touch the door. Cause why would you do that? And so that's like one of the first things I noticed. If you don't open the door for me, to be honest, I'll probably say something one time. And after that, you're out.
Your generation, Morgan, chivalry is dead.
Right.
But that's not all their fault. They weren't taught that. They weren't taught like we were taught with yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, things like that. I grew up like that. My grandparents were like that. My mother was like that because she comes from the country. But my mother was like that. My grandparents were like that, but my daddy wasn't like that. It's kind of weird. Mm. He wasn't like that. But you have to get to know people, get to know each other. Let them know without offending them what you want. But you can't let them know. You can't be like, well, this is the way it's going to be. My way or the highway. You can't do that. I know you.
That's definitely my problem.
I know you.
I always say, my way, or the highway.
Yeah, see.
It's a whole little song. It's definitely, I don't want to say it's definitely my way or the highway. I just feel like, things would work better if things go my way. Happy wife, happy life. Did your mom tell you what to expect from a man? When I think about what my mom told me as far as dating, I am so sorry, mama, but it is only like two things that come to mind.
Oh, Lord, here we go. I know that's name.
No, I'm not getting ready to talk about that man. He has ruined my life enough. He who shall not be named. Well, what I'm going to say is my mom always used to say that you should get with somebody that's 2 boats ahead of you.
2 what now?
2 boats ahead of you.
Okay. Meaning?
You should get with someone who is more established in life than you are. Not on the same level as you and not anywhere behind you. 2 boats ahead or more.
But okay, that's a good. But what about that guy that might be a little bit behind you that's giving you all that you want with opening the door and all this and all that? He might not be 2 boats away. He might not even have a high school diploma.
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Because to be fair, I would not have given him
a chance.
I would not have given him a chance. I would not have given
Wow.
him the time of day.
Hmm.
Unless it was presented in a different light. Because I have been with people that have been quote unquote 2 boats behind me or a boat behind
Hard
me.
worker.
But they have certain qualities that I thought at the time made up for it.
Mm-hmm.
But as we can see, I am here single. So I have decided not to do that anymore. And then the other thing that she used to say was best way to get over a man is by getting under another one. So
I don't remember her never saying that.
What is the same thing? The best way to get over a man is to get another man. Get under another man.
Oh.
Oh, and she always was very adamant about like not having domestic abuse involved in my life at all.
No, that's a no.
And I remember one time I came home from school and I had a bruise on my arm, and she was so mad, like hot. She swore.
How old were you? High school?
I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
She swore I had a boyfriend that was beating me up. But I didn't. It was just one of my classmates. You was
horseplaying?
We always horseplaying, but this Negro, he had pinched me, and I have sensitive skin.
I remember that.
I have sensitive skin, so I bruise easily.
She was ready to kill him.
And she swore that he had just like took my arm and was wringing it out. And I was like, I promise you, it wasn't all that. And I'll never forget, she went to school and she seen that boy. She told him she'll run him over with her car.
And he stayed out of the way, didn't he?
We still cool to this day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does he ever bring that up?
I don't even think he remember that, to be honest.
Okay.
But I do, because it was just so like, it was so funny. Because it wasn't, it wasn't a domestic violence situation, but it was her
a lesson learned.
It wasn't her mind. No, I continued to horseplay after that.
She was ready to run off somebody over for her daughter.
She did not talk to the Holy Ghost about that one at all.
At all.
Because if she did, she would have been able to calm down, because he would have told her, oh, hey, that's not what's happening. When I was in high school, I wasn't even really, I was getting ready to lie. That's crazy. I was going to say I wasn't really dating like that. But to be honest, when I was in high school, that's when I was in my heartbreak bag. That's probably why I'm paying for it.
That's why she was
I'm paying for it now. But, I used to keep me a few of them when I was in high school. A little rotation. I did pretty well for myself.
All right. With that being said, I guess that's about it. What you want to give away today? Okay. Yeah, we were going to give away some items, but we'll do it next week. Yeah.
Give away some advice.
Give away some advice. No. People get that a lot.
They got to pay for that?
Yeah.
Well, now I did pretty well for myself. Okay. I did.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I was on top. Now, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm still doing pretty good for myself, but I just don't want these Negroes for real. I actually be asking people to leave me alone. And I don't know what's wrong with me, but I just stopped liking everybody at one point or another. Don't really last too long. I find that I have a fear of commitment.
Really?
Yes. But I disguise it by placing the blame on other people. Like the men. I say it's their fault. Everyone has something that they need to work on. The Peanut Gallery has been really active tonight.
Real active tonight. But that's okay.
We appreciate it.
We'll welcome her back next week. And next week, we want everyone to
interacting,
to call in and log in. We want to see your faces on screen. So you guys got another week, a whole week to get ready to be on screen next week. Okay.
You don't have to come on here with no beat face, but you can.
Yeah, if you want to.
Angela Lewis Warren would probably prefer it.
Yeah.
A little beat face, a nice top or blouse. Come ready to present yourself to the world. show up as who you want the world to see you as. Ain't that right?
Right.
Anything else you want to say?
Well, you're gonna see that we're gonna have some guests next week and the following week.
The rollout will play after
Right
this.
after this show. So with that being said, what do you got for the people tonight on the way out?
My final nugget, final token for this evening is I'm going to reiterate, get you some health insurance, get you some life insurance. And outside of that, I want to say to take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, take care of that right there. And most importantly, don't take life too seriously. Laughter is and always will be the best medicine. And know that someone out there is happy because you exist.
Okay. Remember that. With that being said,
This
in
is
everything you do,
whoa there, bucko. Whoa there, bucko. With that being said, we will see you all right back here. Well, not we, but
no, not me.
they will see you will be behind the scenes. They will see you all and some more people right back here next Monday at the same time, ready to roll, ready to rock. With that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And in everything you do, always be true to you. When I had pointed at you, you were supposed to say it with me.
Oh, do it again then.
And everything you do, always be true to you. Love you and I mean it. Bye.